They say they're fighting Israel, but that's not the real war. They're fighting the one who stands behind her. They're fighting God. This isn't just politics. It's not about land or borders or power. It's a war against a promise, a war against the God who made it. And when you fight against that, you're not fighting people. You're fighting the Almighty. And no one wins that war. This war didn't begin with Iran. It didn't start in 2024 or in 1948 or even in ancient Persia. It started when God chose a people, when he made a covenant with Abraham, a covenant of purpose, of destiny, of redemption. Every empire that rose against that covenant fell. Egypt, Babylon, Rome, they weren't fighting just a nation. They were fighting the God behind it. And now Iran steps into the same story. Not the first, not the last, but still on the wrong side. Iran's leaders say they hate Israel, but Israel is just the surface. The real target is the God who chose her. They reject the idea that God still chooses, that he keeps his promises, that his word didn't expire. Because if God is still faithful to Israel, then he's still active in the world. And if he's active, they're accountable. This isn't just hatred, it's rebellion. Not against a flag, but against the covenant it represents. You can launch missiles, you can shout threats, you can mobilize armies, but you can't erase a covenant. God doesn't defend Israel because it's perfect. He defends it because it's chosen. And that choice wasn't made in a UN resolution. It was made in eternity. Every nation that rose against that choice was broken. Not because Israel was strong, but because God is... You're not fighting politics. You're fighting prophecy. And no one defeats the one who wrote the story. The headlines show chaos. World leaders talk strategy. Analysts talk geopolitics. But the Bible already told this story, long before any reporter did. The prophets saw the nations rage. They saw Israel surrounded. They saw darkness rise. But they also saw something else. God unshaken, still faithful, still defending his word. So when you see Israel in the headlines, don't just see conflict, see confirmation. That what God promised, he's still fulfilling. God didn't choose Israel by accident. Through this nation, he gave the world his word, his prophets, and his Messiah Yeshua, the one the world calls Jesus. Israel's existence is not a political coincidence. It's a spiritual sign, a reminder that God is not finished with his plan. And that's why the hatred burns so fiercely. Because Israel isn't just a people, it's a message the world can't silence, and Iran can't destroy. To curse Israel isn't just to oppose a nation, it's to stand against the God who chose her. That's not a political statement. It's a spiritual reality. God said, I will bless those who bless you, and curse those who curse you. That promise still holds. Not because Israel's flawless, but because God is faithful. Empires ignored it, tyrants defied it. They're gone, but the covenant remains. This war isn't just about land. It's about the larger story unfolding beneath it all. It's about a God who keeps his word, a nation he refuses to abandon, and a world that still has a choice to make. So where do you stand? With headlines that change, or with a promise that doesn't? Because this isn't just history in motion, it's prophecy in real time. And whether you realize it or not, you're part of it. If you believe God is faithful, then stand with what he has chosen. Not because it's popular, not because it's easy, but because it's true. Blessing Israel isn't about politics. It's about alignment with the God who made a covenant and never broke it. The war may be loud, the hatred may be fierce, but the promise still stands, and the one who made it still reigns.